Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue our discussion on molecular basis of inheritance with a very important topic, that is genetic code. So till now we have covered two things. One is we saw that how DNA replication takes place, how DNA replicates itself to create another copy of itself. Next thing that we have discussed, that how DNA forms RNA by transcription. So these two things are covered. Now what we are left with is how RNA code for proteins. So how proteins are being formed, RNA. Now in order to understand that, first we have to talk about genetic code, because genetic code plays a very important role before we get into translation. It is going to be extremely interesting. So first let us see what is genetic code. As we already mentioned that as per central dogma of molecular biology, we are going to talk about DNA, which get duplicated and then converted into RNA, that is messenger RNA, mRNA. And mRNA directly code for protein, so it results in protein synthesis. Now children, how mRNA converted into the protein? When we talk about mRNA, what is there in mRNA? Talking about mRNA is all made up of just 4 nitrogen bases, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil. और अगर DNA है तो एडेनाइन, गुआनाइन, साइटोसाइन और थाइमिन. मतलब कोई भी न्यूक्लिक एसिड इन 4 नाइट्रोजन बेस से मिलकर ही बनता है. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट प्रोटीन्स, व्हाट आर प्रोटीन्स मेड अप ऑफ? प्रोटीन्स ऑन द अदर हैंड आर मेड अप ऑफ बाय अमाइनो एसिड, दैट इज arginine, proline and lysine. So many different amino acids are there, and around total of 20 amino acids form a variety of protein which we see, and whereas only 4 nitrogen bases forms DNA and RNA, right? So are you got my point? I am saying that DNA and RNA is made up of by 4 nitrogen base. On the other hand, protein are made up of by 20 amino acids. Now what we want in translation? We want RNA to code for protein. Now would you see any relation between the bases and the amino acids? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है इनके बीच का रिलेशन, कि अमाइनो एसिड्स और बेस के बीच में क्या फ़र्क है, क्या रिलेशन है? We actually don't see any relation between the base and the amino acid, but that is what we have to do. We have to establish a relationship between 4 bases and 20 amino acids, so that we can decide which base will give rise to which amino acid, because there is absolute no relation between these two. कोई relation नहीं है इनके बीच में. But then how will mRNA decide the sequence of amino acid in protein? तो mRNA और amino acid, अगर नाइट्रोजन बेस और अमाइनो एसिड में कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, तो किस तरीके से हमें डिसाइड करता है अमाइनो एसिड के सीक्वेंसेस को टू प्रोटीन कोड? हाउ कैन दे बी लिंक्ड? सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू हियर. We are going to establish a relationship between 4 bases and these 20 amino acid, and that what is known as genetic code. So talking about the genetic code, it is a set of RNA or DNA sequences determine the amino acid sequences for the protein synthesis. Now basically you would have noticed that why we will talk about the replication of DNA. The underlying concept was just based on one fact, that is complementary base pairing. Since complementary base pairing existing, it is very easy to copy of DNA, right? Because you have one strand and you just create the another strand. according to the complementary base sequences. Similar concept was these even for the transcription process. But when you talk about the translation process, the complementary base pairing not going to help us, because protein is not made up of by nitrogen base. Proteins are made up of by amino acids. So that is what we have to do. So we will talk about translation, so we understand it even better, that what we are trying to say is that we have to decode, or we have to develop a mechanism where can establish a relationship between the nitrogen bases and amino acids. So children, let us consider an example. Let us suppose on one hand you have all the numbers, digits, actually 0 to 9, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0. If you talk about the alphabets, how many alphabets do you have? Yes, we have 26 alphabets. A, B, C, D, E, F till Z. We have 26 alphabets. So let us suppose, children, if somebody name is John, अगर किसी का नाम John है, right? So if John is somebody's name and I ask you to write his name in term of number, अगर मैं तुम्हें बोल रही हूँ कि John का नाम numbers की term में लिखो, तो आप कैसे लिखोगे? Will you be able to write it? Means you are not supposed to use alphabets. You have to write John in the form of numbers. You will be able to do this only when you have a system which tells you. Okay, so if this is the alphabet, then corresponding number would be like this. But if any kind of system is not existed, in this case you will not able to write John in term of number. So that is not possible, क्योंकि you do not know what is J stands for, what is O stands for, what is H stands for, what is N stands for. You do not know that what actually meant, which number actually meant for J, which number actually meant for O, right? But if you establish a system, if you have a coding system which says that okay, if any alphabet from A to B, like A से लेकर C तक जो है वो 1 कहलाएगा, D से लेकर G तक जो है वो 2 कहलाएगा, K से लेकर I N तक जो है वो 3 कहलाएगा, K L को अगर L से लेकर M N को हम 5 बोलते हैं, O से लेकर till on हम 6 बोलते हैं, like something like that. अगर कोई सिस्टम नहीं होगा तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे, तो उसके लिए कोई सिस्टम, कोडिंग सिस्टम का होना ज़रूरी है कि हमने मान लिया कि A से B तक या A से C तक 1 नंबर है, राइट? सो लेट अस सपोज वी हैव डेवलप अ सिस्टम, ठीक है? तो अगर हम बात करते हैं जॉन, JOHN, तो J जो है हमारे उस सिस्टम में 3रे नंबर पे आया, O हमारे उस सिस्टम में 6 नंबर पे आया, H हमारे उस सिस्टम में 3 नंबर पे फिर से आ गया, N हमारे सिस्टम में 5 नंबर पे आया. नाउ जॉन इज पासवर्ड फॉर समबडी एंड यू डू नॉट want to tell this password to anybody, so you can actually use this code 3635. तो किसी को नहीं पता चलेगा कि 3635 क्या है, सिर्फ आपको ही पता होगा that John is basically the 3635. The 3635 is the code for John, right? ये तब होगा जब कोई कोडिंग सिस्टम होगा. अगर आप एक कोडिंग सिस्टम बनाते हैं तब ये पॉसिबल. सो दिस इज अबाउट द जेनेटिक कोड. सो जेनेटिक कोड इज बेसिकली अ कोडिंग सिस्टम for these molecular processes. Got it? Now let us talk about the deciphering the genetic code, because deciphering the genetic code was very challenging task at that time. Many scientists had put on in their work to find out a system like that. What kind of system can actually decipher the genetic code? So George Gamow was the very first scientist to propose that codon should be made up of by 3 nucleotide. Now what is this codon? राइट। तो ये कोडोन क्या था? इट इज़ नथिंग बट अ कोड वर्ड, अ ग्रुप ऑफ नाइट्रोजन बेस विच रिप्रेजेंट वन अमाइनो एसिड. So one codone will represent one amino acid. So that was codone actually, right? जो amino acid को कोड करता है, that is codone. Now this George Gamow, he said that one codone should be made up of by 3 nucleotides. It cannot be made up of by 2 nucleotides. It cannot be made up of by 1 nucleotide. It cannot be made up of by 4 nucleotides. So he said that it has to be made up of by 3 nucleotides. Now why did he say that? So as per his logic, like we have a total of 4 bases, right? So on one hand we have 4 bases like this, right? And on the other hand we have 20 amino acids. So these 4 bases can combine in a variety of ways and form 20 amino acid. ये उनका सोचना था. Now what are the 4 bases that we have? That is AGCT, and 5th one is the uracil in case of RNA. So let us suppose the first assumption. अगर हम पहली assumption के अकॉर्डिंग बात करते हैं, if the codone is the 1 digit, अगर कोडोन सिर्फ एक ही है, या तो A है या G है या C है या T है, right? If the codone is only with the 1 nitrogen base, तो टोटल कितने कोडोन्स प्रेजेंट होंगे? AGCT, बस 4. So we cannot have more than these 4 options. तो सिर्फ 4 अमाइनो एसिड बनेंगे, लेकिन हमारे पास तो 20 अमाइनो एसिड्स हैं. इसका मतलब भी गलत हो गया. सेकेंड assumption, the codone is made up of by 2 digit. तो अगर 2 digit के हिसाब से हम चलते हैं, लाइक या तो होगा AG या होगा TC या होगा TG, something like that. So any 2 together. So I am not talk about the fact that A will only pair up with G, not with the C. कहने का मतलब है कि कोई भी 2 digit will together. So in that case, how many total possible combination will you have to be able, right? So 4 डिफरेंट हैं, और अगर 2-2 के आप पेयर बनाते हो तो टोटल हमारे पास 16 ऑप्शंस आते हैं. तो 2 डिजिट का अगर कोडोन होगा तो 16 अमाइनो एसिड्स पॉसिबल अमाइनो एसिड्स हैं, राइट? लाइक दैट. जैसे ये आपका हो गया, चेकर बोर्ड की हेल्प से आप इसे कर सकते हो. जैसे AGTC, AGTC, तो यहाँ पे आ गया आपका AA, यहाँ आ गया AG, AT, AC, यहाँ पे आ गया AG, GG, TG, GC, समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो टोटल आपके पास कितने ऑप्शन बन गए? 16. ओके, बट वी हैव 20 अमाइनो एसिड. तो 4 अमाइनो एसिड कहाँ से लाए? तो इसका मतलब ये भी करेक्ट नहीं है. Now third assumption, that codone will be made up of by 3 digits, right? So अगर codone 3 digit के according हुआ, so somewhat like that. In that case, one place is taken by any of the 4, right? एक जगह हमारे ये एक कोडोन रखा और दूसरी जगह हमने 4 रखे, right? So if we multiply them, then we have 4 into 4 into 4, like out of 64 codones we have, right? So 64 possible options are there. Now children, it is very much greater than the 20. So it is more than, but at least it will have able to code those 20 amino acid. Now looking at this, he said that codone should be made up of by 3 digits. ये सब देखते हुए उन्होंने बोला कि कोडोन जो है 3 डिजिट से बना है. So this was the concept that was given by George Gamow. At that time, there was huge discourage to this approach, because it was very hard for the scientists to believe that 64 combinations are possible in this case, but amino acids are only 20. So what will happen to the remaining 44 possibilities? They felt that this is not go to work out, but later it was experience that it proves that it is the correct one. So codone is actually the group of 3 bases. each codon code for one amino acid. I hope this idea is clear to you now, right? So if not, please recall it once again. So now we will talk about another very important contribution which was given by the scientist Marshall Nierenberg. So children, he finally helped to code the code to be deciphered, because he got the final conclusion. Not only he, there is quite few scientists from the different field of physics, maths, chemistry, etc. So they call him in and they all try to give the contribution to decipher the genetic code. But finally Nierenberg was the one who could successfully decipher the genetic code. What kind of experiment did he perform? Now children, he used a cell-free environment. ध्यान से सुनना इसको, इस experiment को. He used a cell-free environment. So what do you mean by cell-free environment? He made the use of environment where cell wall was broken down, such that all the components of the cell could be released. He observed that it could still synthesize protein where RNA was being added, so that RNA directly had a link to the protein synthesis. Where RNA is added, protein synthesized by the cytoplasm. So he experimented with the bacteria E. coli. What he did? He took E. coli extract and added E. coli extract in 20 different test tubes. उन्होंने 20 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स लिए और उसमें E. coli एक्सट्रैक्ट को डाला. बिकॉज देयर आर 20 पॉसिबल अमाइनो एसिड्स, तो इसलिए उन्होंने 20 का काउंट लिया. एंड ही टुक दिस इन 20 डिफरेंट टेस्ट ट्यूब्स. अ मिक्स ऑफ ऑल 20 अमाइनो एसिड वॉज एडेड टू ईच ऑफ दिस टेस्ट ट्यूब. और एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में उन्होंने लिया कि 20 अमाइनो एसिड का मिक्सचर, और उन 20 के 20 टेस्ट ट्यूब में उन्होंने वो मिक्सचर को डाला. नाउ इन ईच टेस्ट ट्यूब there was some extract of E. coli, and also there was a mixture of 20 amino acid was added. But it was made sure that in each of the test tube only one amino acid was radioactively impacted, right? Let us suppose this is test tube 1, this is test tube 2, 3 and 4. ये टेस्ट ट्यूब है और सब में E. coli का एक्सट्रैक्ट है, और क्या है? मिक्सचर ऑफ 20 अमाइनो एसिड्स. जैसे टेस्ट ट्यूब 1 की अगर मैं बात करती हूँ, तो टेस्ट ट्यूब 1 में अमाइनो एसिड रेडियो एक्टिव है, कोई एक अमाइनो एसिड. टेस्ट ट्यूब 2 में कोई दूसरा अमाइनो एसिड रेडियो एक्टिव है. टेस्ट ट्यूब 3 में जो अमाइनो एसिड रेडियो एक्टिव है वो टेस्ट ट्यूब 1 और 2 से अलग है, राइट? तो अलग अलग अमाइनो एसिड्स, राइट? So in every test tube 20 amino acid, there were 20 amino acid which was radioactive. So that is how he made the arrangement. Now he was known that amino acid directly code for protein, that thing we know. So where we'll have radioactive amino acids that form the radioactive protein. तो इस तरीके से 20 amino acids ने प्रोटीन को कोड किया. So after this experiment he also performed the very famous experiment where he added the synthetic RNA. So when he added synthetic RNA, he made sure that he has only one particular nitrogen base, that is the uracil. Then he added this uracil to each test tube and he found that there was some unusual activities only in that test tube which gave out phenylalanine. He felt there was some link between the uracil and phenylalanine. So several experiment was repeated. Various combination of bases which were added, amino acids are formed by heat and trial methods. Not heat and trial, but repeating the experiments. So different combination of nitrogen bases are there and looking for all type of amino acid which are produced. So Nierenberg was the scientist who successfully made a table that showed that it is the combination of 3 nitrogen bases. So his work was much notable और उनको इसके लिए नोबेल प्राइज भी मिला because deciphering the genetic code was challenging task at that time. Now we are not discussing the experiment in very much detail, so let us talk about another very important concept that is the silent feature of genetic code. So let us introduce codon now. As I mentioned before also, that codon is defined as the group of 3 bases, right, which specified a amino acid. So 3 bases together, and 3 bases together code for 1 amino acid. So if you have the sequences like ATG, CG, ATCG, AT, तो 3 के कोड बना लो. So this is actually 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? So just divide it into group of 3, and then you determine which amino acid will it code, right? So it is the combination, it is the codon of 3 nitrogen bases. It is also known as code 1, triplet code मैंने कहा गया. So a total of 64 codon existed, which correspond 20 amino acid, right? Said 1 codon code for 1 amino acid, and there are 20 amino acids are there, right? So जैसे कि अगर हम इसमें बात करते हैं, इस लिस्ट को अगर आप चेक करो तो इसमें सारे कोडोन दिए हुए हैं और उनके आगे उनसे बनने वाले अमाइनो एसिड लिखें, राइट? तो मल्टीपल कोडोन कैन कोड फॉर सेम अमाइनो एसिड. जैसे अगर हम बात करें CUU, CUC, CUA, CUG, तो दे ऑल आर कोड फॉर ल्यूसीन. So all 64 codon are used for 20 amino acids only, right? So basically there are 2 type of codon, that is sense codon and nonsense codon. So sense codon means actually these codon which code for amino acid. So out of 64, some codon do not code for any amino acid. So those codon are known as nonsense codon. तो अगर मैं बात करती हूँ 64 कोडोन्स की, तो इन 64 कोडोन में से 61 कोडोन्स जो होते हैं वो सेंस कोडोन होते हैं, और बाकी के जो 3 कोडोन्स होते हैं वो नॉनसेंस कोडोन होते हैं. अब ये जो नॉनसेंस कोडोन होते हैं ये कौन कौन से होते हैं? लाइक व्हाट आर दोज 3 कोडोन्स विच डज नॉट कोड फॉर एनी एमाइनो एसिड? सो दोज 3 कोडोन्स आर UGA, UAA and UAG. So these 3 codon does not code for any amino acid. So these 3 are the example of nonsense codon, right? And they often referred as the stop codon. So whenever such codon are encountered, the process of translation stops, right? So this is about the list. You have your list with in the NCERT book, and also in these the notes provided. So just see this table to study about the genetic codes. So talking about the silent feature of genetic code, so codon is triplet, so that thing we have discussed. And children, one code for single specific amino acid, like codon is unambiguous, only one codon is there for the single amino acid. Codon are degenerate. Since some amino acid are code by more than one codon, so they are degenerate. Genetic code is universal. Like children, one codon code for same amino acid in all the species. Codon are read continuous. They lack punctuations. They does not have any kind of punctuation. They are continuous. AUG has the dual function. AUG has dual function. Like it code for methionine and also as the start codon, right? So these are the silent feature for the genetic code. So these are some of the effect of mutation on the genetic code. So mutation include insertion, deletion and rearrangement, and mutation result in the change of phenotype like the disease and etc. तो इस तरीके के जो mutations होती हैं वो joint mutation कहलाती हैं. Insertion and deletion of the single base pair, it is the frame shift mutation. Frame shift, that thing children we have discussed in the previous chapter also, right? Now let us discuss about the structure of tRNA in the next video with the translation. So till then, have a nice day and thank you.